Morning. We'll talk about an idea which I came across in Thich Nhat Hanh's book Savor, which I liked and I didn't discuss yesterday. This is the idea that we have habits, or like habit energy, which are something like seeds, which are like plants. With those plants, we can either nourish them, we can water them, encourage them, or we can not feed them. And that in our lives, we're really like gardeners, in the sense that we're going one habit to another, one energy, etc. We can choose what we want to give energy to. And that all the time, when we feed some sort of negative habit that is causing pain, suffering, whatever, what we're really doing is we're strengthening it every single time we do it. And I think this is kind of where guilt really stems from. Because guilt is not only... I think it's more than just thinking, okay, I'm doing this and this is causing me harm. But it's more like, I'm doing this is causing me harm, and I'm also perpetuating the circle. I'm making it more likely that I'm going to do it again. And for people who have quite addictive, obsessive personalities such as myself, this can be quite alarming. You realise you've got these quite intense habits which you've perpetuated by going really hard at it. They can be quite hard to undo, and you look at them sometimes thinking, oh fuck, I've been feeding this for so long. However, in my case, I do have evidence on my side that change can be made, progress can be made, even for pretty intense habits. So for me, for example, drinking, I was really dependent on drinking for going out socializing. Then I went a period for 8 weeks where I went basically cold turkey on it and didn't feed that habit at all. And then it dissipated. And since then I've really hardly fed that habit at all. And same with TV, social media. And then in the other direction as well, the habits I have fed have become more easy to do more consistently. So writing my diary, meditating, dancing, qigong, etc. Fed these and they've grown. More in terms of emotions. For example, something that I haven't fed has been anger. I've never been an angry person. You have the tiniest flickers, but it's so easy for me to manage that. It's so tiny, those flickers, actually. I really hardly notice them at all. This idea of seeds and gardening, I think Thich Nhat Hanh got it from Yogacara, which is like ancient vibe saying that every time we encounter a stimulus, it's like that, which we've seen before, it's like it unlocks a seed within us, and that seed contains all of the experiences, all of our sort of associations and habits associated with that stimulus. And that for each person, that kind of seed will have a very different quality. So, for example, for me, I think caffeine or alcohol, like coffee. When I see it, I have a very like like kind of reaction to it. Whereas some people have this like love, etc. Some people can just handle things. Some people can't. Just through years of association. So for me, it's like there are just some things which I just know it's from past experience. It's not good for me. Just going down that route. It's not good. So how can I use this? How can I think about this in my life? Well, I mean, I know it's true. I mean, this was something which he said, which I do know it's true, and it is kind of obvious, but it's just sometimes useful to have people remind you of these things. So, like, when I'm going through my life kind of screwing myself over in little ways, and these ways are becoming more subtle over time, when I have that little impulse to do it, hopefully it will give me that little moment to think, do I really want to feed this? Do I want to go down that route, you know? And the same for good things, obviously. Healthy things that are nourishing myself and the world at large. Yeah. Thich Nhat Hanh called it the habit energies, which I quite like. This force of habit can be very strong in some people, in all people, I guess. Do we want to feed it, or do we want to not feed it? So, at a subtler level, one I could use my back. So I developed a very strong habit of arching my back in this sort of kind of way a few years ago to try and make my posture very good. Now I have this habit, and it's like, wow. But because I've noticed that I have this habit over the last year or so, I haven't been consciously trying to feed it. I've actually taken steps to I suppose starve it, and gradually that's it's making a difference. Becoming less tense, back pains subsiding. I think for me, I'm in quite a lucky position in that me having changed a lot of habits in myself gives me confidence that change is possible. Yeah. Yes. So at times it feels like, when you're battling around the same thing, going around in circles with the same issues, and you're like, oh fuck, is this ever going to go away? I think now I can firmly say yes, it is possible. And for me now, with the little demons of mindlessness that have arisen in relation to food in the last 6 weeks or so, as I've allowed my impulse to guide me rather than discipline, which I've been exerting on myself over the last few years, is I have these pretty strong seeds, habit energies with regard to food, which I'm going to really make a sort of efforts to really look at them, to not feed them. notice when I am feeding them. Diarize it. Not beat myself up for it. Because this habit energy is pretty strong. But yeah. I just hope to myself that I will continue remembering this, that what you feed grows. My job is as a gardener in my life. As a gardener. Lay the seeds, and then everything